Hello, hello, everyone. I am Javen Whitehead, your favorite face here at the Phoenix Academy, and I am truly elated and truly grateful for this amazing opportunity to speak with the myth, the legend, the Charlie Burton about something that's truly going to be impactful for Black trans people now and forever. So, real quick, Charlie, if you could just give me a quick intro and just let me know who you are and where you're from and how did you even get to this position?
I have no idea, Javen. Hello. Thank you, everybody. Javen, thanks for having me. I have no idea how I got here. I really don't. I guess I just learned to have a voice, but I'm Charlie Burton. I live in Charlottesville, Virginia. Um, and I'm an elder trans man. I'm 65 years old and trying to live my life.
Come on, come on. And what does living your life feel like right now in this current climate?
Yeah, this current climate, the one thing that I learned, Javen, was two milestone instances in Charlottesville, and that was August 12th and the shutting down of the Federal Executive Institute where I worked. That's when I realized I had to stop saying it will never happen in a little quaint small town of Charlottesville. I have no idea what this political climate is capable of doing. I know that it's capable of destruction
Yeah.
and it's capable of destruction to a lot of different classes that I check the box in. It is capable of destroying me as a Black man. It is capable of destroying me as a trans man. Um, and I have learned as we go on through this visit here that I'll explain more why I think it's so important that we have this conference and we have a gathering because of this political climate that is just fueled with hatred and ignorance of who we are.
Yeah, yeah. And actually that was going to be my next question. Could you kind of speak to why is it so crucial for Black trans people to not only have spaces for ourselves, but to be the ones leading the charge and creating these spaces for ourselves? Why is that so crucial?
Well, I have studied in the last probably 10 years and even more so in depth in the last, at least the last two of the Black Panther movement and how, they were labeled, of course, violent, which was maybe true, but also what their game and what their aim was to strengthen their own community. And so I think it's so important that we being trans people, we being Black trans men, we being Black trans people, we being Black allies, white allies, everyone who wants to fall under the umbrella of helping us. I think it is so important that we get together as a community. And how do we get together as a community? We need to have spaces that are open, that are safe for us to be able to hear other voices and have our own voices heard as well.
Gotcha. And that is so true, especially right now. We need a little human connection and that's so.
Yes,
But speaking
yes.
of the conference, I'm actually ready to dive into the conference.
I'm excited about it, Javen.
What is the official title and what cities are going to be held in?
It is Trans Futures Conference. It's in Charlottesville, Virginia. So, I'm a storyteller. So let me tell you the story as to why this conference has come to be. And you're a part of this, Javen. In December of last year, I got really ill. I had blood clots in my chest. I was in intensive care for quite a while. And it was a scary situation. And when I got out, I was still trying to convalesce. I wasn't 100%. I might have been lucky to be even at 30%. You came along one day and said that I needed to get out of the house and go, what kind of food did I want to eat? And I said Mexican, and you took me to a Mexican restaurant. It was the first real food that I had sat down and felt like eating. And I've often wondered after that day, why did my appetite come back that day with you? And I think it was so much of that we just talked about, that human connection. I needed that human connection with someone like me. And you brought that out that day. And then my healing just started going in a direction. And I started thinking about other people like me who might not be so ill, but might be depressed, might be struggling as an elder. And so the first thing that came about was STEP, and that's supporting Trans Elder Project that I have teamed up with Michael David Battle of Garden of Peace. And we're doing this to have young men mentor older trans men, especially older Black trans men. And so we've got that project going. And then I just wanted to, as I always do, look at the larger scale. What's the larger scale, I thought, of what we can do? I met with Lindell Von Schul. I had one day for coffee, and I said, Lindell, I want to have a conference. And Lindell is a strong white ally here in Charlottesville, Virginia, and we started meeting. We teamed up with Executive Director Narissa Rahman at Equality Virginia, who is also co-sponsoring this with me, as I'm a board member, and I believe in the work that Equality Virginia does. And so from there, we have started creating this Trans Futures Conference, which we hope will not be the last, and will not only not be just in Charlottesville, but in other areas where we can reach people who we normally wouldn't reach in the state of Virginia.
Gotcha. That is so powerful. And shout out to Michael Battle and Lindell and the
And
rest.
shout out to you, my friend.
Oh, thank you, thank you. No, shout
Yeah,
out to you, brother, because
yeah, shout out to
you
you.
are the blueprint. You are the blueprint.
Well,
So
thank you.
really quickly, what's the core mission statement you want attendees to walk away with when they
Mm.
leave Trans Futures?
So when they leave transfusions, the most important thing that we're going to have, I'm hoping that people will walk away with, is the sense of community, the sense that they were not alone, the sense that there are. I think this is a unique conference in where we're pushing allies to be there. We're pushing allies to listen to us. And then another part of the importance of this community is that two of the major workshops that are going to be featured are featured by Black trans people. So we will have a Black trans feminine woman who will head up one of the strong workshops. I can't wait to hear that trans feminine workshop. And then, of course, yours truly will be heading up a workshop where we're just going to have some guys sit down and we're just going to talk. It's just like just hanging out at the barbershop, just sitting there, just like a trans barbershop, just hanging out, talking about the issues of the world and what can we do to help try to at least make an impact. We can't solve, but we can find solutions to be able to make things a little bit easier for us.
Gotcha. And that's really important right now because I think sometimes people are looking for the help and they just don't know where to look. And
Yes,
having a conference
yes,
like this, you can just come here and find it all in one place,
absolutely,
be it
absolutely.
community, be it resources, and be it healing. And speaking to
Right.
healing, what kind of community building and healing spaces will be created at the conference, especially in response to all the hate that's going on in our daily lives?
Absolutely. So we've got some great, first of all, we've got some great sponsors that are going to be, these sponsors are ones that are heading up a lot of the workshops. So first, of course, and foremost, Equality Virginia, who's doing this in collaboration with me. We have Garden of Peace. We have ACLU of Virginia, He, She, Z, and We that will be on the side for the young adults. PFLAG of Greater Charlottesville for the allies, the Phoenix Academy for the great work that you're beginning to make that footprint to educate and create wellness for trans people. And then, of course, there's Garden of Peace, Michael's great project that he is in collaboration with STEP. So we've got all these really great people that are going to be heading up these workshops. Like the opening keynote is that we're going to be living with pride in the shifting times. We've got some political landscape. I'm old, so I got notes. Political landscape for transgender people and beyond. That will be something that will be offered by Equality Virginia and ACLU of Virginia. Navigating healthcare access for the youth by He, She, Z, and We. We've got navigating healthcare for the adults. We're still working on who's going to step in on that. We're still a work in progress with that. We will have a legal clinic with question and answers. And then we get into that bulk in the afternoon after we've broken some bread and just kind of commune together. That afternoon is where you'll see the concurrent workshops of bridging generations, allyship in action, building resilience and support networks, and of course the mental health and wellness strategies. And then later that afternoon, we hit you with the bam. And what we hit you with is a conversation among brothers, which is the elder speech. We were going to kind of kick it around. We'll have a trans feminine discussion where it's got heading up by one of our local Black trans women, Tiana. And then we're going to have loving, understanding, and advocating for your transgender or non binary child. It's going to hit it with P Flag. We'll have Narissa close us out on the vision of what we have for Virginia politically and beyond. So we think we've covered all the aspects of the things that are happening in our state right now, and things that we can walk away with some resources that we can say, what do I do when I'm in this kind of situation? And then, of course, as I always tell everybody, I'm just a phone call away if anybody ever needs help.
Oh, that's beautiful. And I think that's important too, covering the different generational bases and
Yes.
making sure that this impact is long lasting and not just short lived, because we need something that's going to withstand some
Right.
few years, you
Absolutely.
know? So
Absolutely.
speaking of
Absolutely. Yes.
long lasting, what kind of long-term impact do you foresee this conference having on the community beyond the event, beyond October? How do you see that and how will you measure that?
You know, my mother used to always tell me something. I'm not a big Bible guy, but my mother used to always tell me something that was out of the Bible, that we need to study ourselves approved, right? And so I think it's going to be important that when we walk away from this Trans Futures Conference on October 11th, because after that, after we do all that great work, then you can go on somewhere. We haven't figured out where. It might be still at that venue or somewhere else. And we've got somebody's going to teach us how to line dance. And I swear to you, Javen, I'm going to get up there and try to kick it as well. So, you can hold me again. You can hold
Yeah,
me with
you
that.
set
You
it
can
up
hold me
here.
with that.
Y'all
I've
heard it
said it
here
in
first.
public. Now I will do it. I will try to kick it and see what I can do for the line
Y'all heard
dancing.
it. Y'all heard it.
But I think it's just going to be so important that we walk away knowing that we are not alone. We're going to walk away with being armed just a little bit better with some understanding. If you and here's another biggie. If you haven't registered to vote and you're thinking about registering to vote, we're going to have voter registration right there where you can just register to vote so that your voice can be heard in November, so that we can put Abigail Spanberger on the ticket and put her in the House on the Hill. So, that's all that important stuff. And I think the major takeaway that I want people to hear and see and understand is that, first and foremost, your vote counts, your voice counts. We are trans people. We have got to start, our voice has got to start being heard, and we've got to stand firm on our beliefs of who we are. And plus, it's important that those of us who have that voice, AKA like me, that we continue to speak up and continue to talk for those who don't have it yet. And I think that's so important. I think what we will be leaving with is that, if you don't know how to change your name, you're going to have resources, a pamphlet, whatever, to be able to do that. You're going to get, it's, our world is about resources. Our world is about who knows what to be able to help who. And so I think it's important that when we leave the Trans Futures Conference in October 11th, that we are just armed a little bit better on how we can help ourselves and our fellow person. It's all
Wow.
about service. It's all about paying it forward.
Absolutely, absolutely. And speaking of service, if some organizations chose to align themselves with this pro-black and pro-trans mission, could you kind of speak to some of the return on investments that they could see, be it from a social standpoint or financial, if they took a stand and took a stand, be it pro-black and pro-trans?
Sure. I have always said the only way we're going to learn from each other is that we get comfortable sitting at the table together. Okay, now we can sit at the table all day long. Malcolm X said, sitting in a diner doesn't make you a diner for the food. You've got to be able to taste that food. You've got to be able to let that person who is coming to your table or you going to their table to be able to sample not only what they're offering, but you feel comfortable enough to sample what I'm offering. It is so important that we get comfortable setting. We got to get uncomfortable to get comfortable. And so, if allies have resources, then let's just break it down and be real the way Charlie knows how to be. White people have money, okay? Period. White people have resources. Black trans people have nothing. We've got to be able to be comfortable, and it's a two-way responsibility. We've got to get comfortable coming into your world, and you've got to be comfortable in allowing us to come into your world. And if you have resources that you are clasping to your chest and you know that it can help us, open your heart, open your door, open your wallet. No group that is under the LGBTQ plus QIA, whatever, how far that alphabet goes, no group should be lacking because one has more. It should not, because we've got to stop this thing of that's the black trans people's problem, and that's the white trans people's problem, that's the non-binary people's problem, and not the trans masculine. We all are under the same gamut, the same umbrella, and I'll preach this all day long. We have got to get comfortable. Listen to me. We have got to get comfortable being at each other's table. And you've got to be willing to invite me to your table. But when I sit down at your table, it is so important. It is so important that you know what and how to feed me. And the only way you're going to know that is by finding me out and being comfortable and allowing me to be in your world.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, let me get me a seat and get me a microphone at the
There
table.
you go. There you go. All you
That's
need
it.
is a mic. All you need is a mic, David.
That's it. And I got
That's
one.
it.
Shout out to you.
I like that mic. Looks good, my
Yeah,
friend. That mic
thank you.
looks very good.
I got it from a wise man. But yeah, so honestly, everything that I'm hearing and what's coming up for me is that this conference is about legacy. It's about how far we've come and how far
Yes.
we've gotten with what we had. And then it's also about future building and thinking about how we can keep going and not be stopped no matter who's in power, no matter who's in office.
Right.
What can we have for us that's still gonna be for us and by us and last? So
For us. Yes.
yeah, absolutely. So
Yes.
really quickly, what's the single most important message that you want to send to Black trans youth who are watching this and Black trans elders who are watching this, who may not have a mentor or a community to call on?
Strong question. To the youth, to the Black trans youth, and again, I'm not trying to single anyone out. I can only talk to Black trans men, Black trans, non-binary. I don't know what it's like to live as a Black trans woman. You know, my heart goes out to my sisters and my brown sisters. It really does. But to my Black and brown brothers, young men, get some type of trade or education. And if you have a passion, don't ever give up on that dream. I never dreamed that Charlie Burton from North Garden, Virginia, would have a book, would be speaking in front of people internationally, would be doing this. It all came because one person had faith in me in the community, being Zakia McKenzie, who told me, you have more to do. You have a voice. Come here, baby. Just hang with me. And so we, as elders who have that opportunity, we've got to reach out. We've got to get uncomfortable getting into the young people's world. I love being around young guys. They teach me so much. They give me life. They give me joy. I love to see the passion that you have. I can only speak to these young men that I've put under my wing, my three sons, you being one, Dexter being one, and Michael. And I see the passion and the growth that you have done. I've seen where you guys have been sleeping in cars and no jobs, and and now where you're going. And I can't say I did a lot of that. I can say that I saw the passion that you had, and I just helped you walk along that path. So it's important that for the younger guys, that people like me support your passion. Be supportive, be understanding. Don't think that's some kind of far-fetched thing, that you don't want a 9 to 5 job. You want to do this? Well, go do it. If that's your dream, go do it. And for the younger guys, don't forget about us. Just don't forget about us elders, because it can be a very lonely, lonely world for us as we get older. We're battling a lot of things that are just life. You know, we slowing down. Our thinking is not as sharp and it's not as quick, and things hurt a lot more than we realize, and physically. And just don't forget us. Just I love how all three of my boys, and it's almost like I sometimes swear that they just call each other and say, okay, today this one hit, tomorrow this one hits me up, the next day this one hits me up, that you are always checking in. And you don't know how much that means. And so it is so important that we look at the elders and don't forget that sometimes we just need to check in.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't do that, but we do it with our minds. We don't do it physically, but we be like, yeah, make sure you,
I
yeah.
know y'all are there.
We gotta check up on
I
you.
know y'all are there.
Really quickly, Charlie, why should people make it their business to be in Charlottesville on October 11th for the Trans Futures Conference?
Because I think if you want to hear truth and rawness and realness, you're going to get that from those three strong afternoon talks with Tiana, whoever we're going to have for the non binary person, and then you guys hanging out with me on a sofa talking, just talk. That is going to be some powerful, raw, real stuff. The morning and all the other workshops are empowering for you as a trans person and empowering for you as an ally. I want to see just as many allies there as we have trans people, because we've got to teach you allies what you need to do. You don't know. You don't know. Your heart is in the right place, but you don't know what you're doing. And so it's going to be very important for allies to come through those doors, and they come in with an open mind and leave with an enrichment that will say, I now know what I can do to do better for my community. It's a lot more than standing on side of 29 holding a picket sign saying, I love trans people. That's great, lovely, fine that you want to do that, but there's a lot more that you can do to help us.
Right. Absolutely, absolutely. And speaking of, actually, how can the viewers, whether they are community members, allies, sponsors, how can they stay connected and get involved with the movement even after the conference is over?
Follow Charlie Speaks, and you will find out that I'm going to be continuing. This is something that I have um, charged myself to do, that, and you use the right word, we need a transgender movement to come across this country, to come across this state, to come across this area, whether that area is North Garden, Charlottesville, Roanoke, DC, Hampton Roads area. We need to create a movement that we are working together as one for the betterment of our transgender community. Um, we are targets, just no way around it. We are that administration. I don't even like to even call him a president. That administration's, and also the one in Richmond, we are their target because they think we are weak. We're not weak. We're resilient. We're smart. We're strong. And we need to step up and show them that that's who we are. We cannot hide behind the woodwork anymore.
Right. That is right, Charlie. Thank you so much. Um,
Absolutely. Thank you.
no, absolutely. Before I ask my last question, I just want to close out. And first, I just want to
Yes.
give you your flowers and say thank you so much. There wouldn't
Thank
be
you,
a
Jay.
Phoenix Academy at Javen Whitehead if there wasn't for Charlie Burton. And I'm truly forever grateful for that. So anything you need, to please let
You
me
know,
know.
I know how to call you.
Yeah, 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 for sure. You better call me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But before I ask the last thing, again, everyone, this is Javen Whitehead. I'm so grateful to have had Charlie Burton here to give us a little insight on the Trans Futures Conference, October 11th. You need to make it your business. Already block it out now. Take off now. Put in your
That's it.
PTO now.
Hey, and people, and those of you who have a few coins, there's a
Mhm.
donate button. If you go to charliespeaks.com and you see the tab Trans Futures at the moment, we're going to have a registration link. We're just getting stuff together. But at the moment, you can go to charliespeaks.com. Check me out. It's a great website. Check me out. But then there's a tab that says Trans Futures. Click it. If you can't make it and you got some coins, donate. And then also, you know what? While you're donating, say, I want to invest in another Black trans person's future. donate to the Phoenix Academy. So, I always say, those of you who got a couple of commas in your bank account, help us out. Help us out. Let us be able to take our passions and build our community.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. All right, Charlie, finally, in one word,
One word.
what do you hope people feel after attending the conference and being a part of this beautiful space that you're creating?
I'm going to share with you again. Here's the storyteller in me coming out. The very first year that I went to Equality Virginia's Ties Conference, um, I went with my ex, who happened to be a very good friend at that time, and she went with me, and we hit a couple of workshops. I was still that semi-shy Charlie, couldn't look in the eye, and I went there, skeptical, and they had at the end, we all gathered back. It was at VCU, and we all gathered back into this huge auditorium. And I looked around, and I saw Black trans people, I saw brown trans people, I saw yellow trans people, I saw young, old, some that had a beard and a dress on, and I was like, this is the community that I've been searching for. This feels comfortable, because so long in my life, I was so uncomfortable not knowing who I was, but that for one day, for about 7 hours, I felt like I was home. And so I want people to be able to leave this conference being able to feel like they have left home. And one other thing that I have to add, this is not a replacement or a competition for the ties that Equality Virginia has done. The world changes and things look different. And this is the new landscape that Narissa and I have looked at to say, this is what we need to do. We need to pack our bags and go to places where we normally wouldn't go. And the first place that I thought we needed to do is we needed to wake up Lily White Charlottesville and teach you about who we are. And how can we do that? We do it by all of us being under one roof for 8 hours, learning about what it's like to be us. Period. Us as trans people, us as Black trans people, us as trans men, non-binary, feminine, whoever, whatever alphabet you pick under that long list, you're welcome, and you will walk away empowered.
Mm, That's it. Well, y'all heard it here first. When you leave the conference, you
Drop the mic.
but not this one. I'm gonna hold on to this one. You're gonna feel like
Yeah,
you
don't
know,
drop that one.
no,
Don't
don't
drop
drop
that one
it.
now. That was a little duckies there. Don't drop that one.
Yeah, no, but no, yeah, absolutely not. I truly feel that in my spirit, in my heart. When you leave the Trans Futures Conference, you're gonna feel like you left home. So
Yes.
make sure October 11th, again, if you
October
haven't
11th.
already, charliespeaks.com. That's how you go. You
Yes.
get all the
Yes.
information to schedule the workshops. If you
Yep.
want to support, if you can't come out and you just want to help support and make sure we do it again and again, because we coming and we coming to
We're
your
coming
place.
to you. We're coming to the next place we come. We're gonna be coming to somebody's backyard, and we have set aside that we'll do 4 more next year, and it
Come
could be
on.
in your backyard.
Come on. See, we got another exclusive. FOMO next year. Come on there, y'all.
That's it. That's it.
We
A
got
good party always lasts long.
Oh, absolutely,
Right.
absolutely. So again,
Right.
thank you so much, Charlie, and thank y'all so
Thank
much
you,
for
Javen.
watching.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Ain't no thing, ain't no thing. And if ain't nobody told y'all today, baby, I love you. Peace.
Thank you.